Well, Rhiannon Giddens, welcome to Blues Fest.
Thank you.
Your first Blues Fest and your first time in Australia.
Yep.
How have the shows been for you so far?
Oh, they've been great. They've been great. I didn't know what to expect, really.
Well, you've enjoyed a lot of critical acclaim for your solo album, Tomorrow's My Turn. And like your stage show, which I saw a few days ago as well, you're tapping into a lot of American music history from Sister Rosetta Tharpe through to Bob Dylan in the stage show anyway. How did you arrive at the material you were going to do for that solo record?
Well, when T-Bone said, let's do this record, I said, oh, great. I thought he was going to give me a bunch of songs to learn. And he said, well, what do you want to do? He asked me. And so I had this short list of songs that I had been kind of collecting that didn't fit in the Chocolate Drop world, because I never wanted that band to turn into me being the front person in a backing band, which is what I have now, but it's different because it's myself. It's not, it's important to me for that not to happen. And so I sent him this list, and he said, great, add to it, and let's do it. And it was literally like that. And I had been really thinking a lot about women and Americana music and just people who had influenced me and people who'd broken down doors and barriers and sort of who I was benefiting from, And so that's kind of how it turned into sort of an homage to them in a project in that way. But I didn't set out to do that. It just kind of, that's what I was thinking. That's kind of what I was feeling when T-Bone came along and said, what do you want to do? So that's what happened.
Was it meant to be some kind of political statement?
Political?
As well?
No, I'm not a politician. So I don't do politics. I do history, and I do social justice, and I do, saying it like it is, but I don't do politics. And it was really, I think as people now, we have a responsibility to the past, I feel like as a woman living in 2016, I have a responsibility to know where I've come from, where women have come from, like what I would have had to deal with 50 years ago. I mean, because it makes you very grateful, and you realize I can do things that because of what these women came before me and did. And so, I feel very strongly about that that we should pay respects, and that's what the record really is about.
Now, you mentioned T-Bone Burnett before, a great producer, and someone with whom you made a fantastic record 2 years ago in Lost in the River, using Bob Dylan's lyrics and working with people like Elvis Costello and Marcus Mumford, producing the music. Was that an enjoyable experience?
In it, no. But not everything that's good for you is enjoyable. Not everything that's amazing is enjoyable. And what I found was that, I came to that project as a very, very young songwriter. I'd only written a few songs. As an acoustic folk musician, and everybody else in there is like wailing away on electric guitars, And as the only woman and person of color and all this kind of stuff, I had just weaned my baby, and it was a real crossroads for me and a difficult time personally. And we were all pushing through our own insecurities to sort of it's a huge deal. It was a huge project, And what we were doing is unprecedented. That'll never happen again. Bob doesn't have another box of, forgotten lyrics sitting around his house. So, I'm so grateful for the experience. I think I learned so much. And at the end of it, I was like, oh my gosh, this was amazing. In the middle of it, it was like, I'm going to pull all of my teeth out right now. It was really hard to push through. But really I just learned a lot about myself as an artist, and I learned a lot about songwriting from all those guys, learned about singing with microphones. Everybody has different technique. I mean, there was just so much to learn, and that's how I approached it, And it was, I look back on it as a really, really particularly amazing experience.
If I could ask you a little bit about your voice, you have a beautiful and very distinctive voice.
Thank you.
And you had some operatic training, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
How much does that come to bear on the music that you're singing now?
It's really, the operatic training really comes to bear in how I keep my voice healthy, how I prepare, what decisions I make and how I use my technique. It comes to bear with all of that. It's like I like to say to people, you don't warm up for tonight or tomorrow, you warm up for 10 years from now. You know, it's really the longevity of your voice that you should be concerned with. And one of the best things about classical training is that you're taught to use your voice in the healthiest way possible, you know, and you're taught to sing without a microphone. And I think those are two really valuable things that a lot of singers today don't get. You know, people that grow up singing into a microphone, and there's things that people who do that I can't do, you know, because there's a technique involved. But I really do think that even having a little bit of that, you know, is good for the long term. You know, I see a lot of people blowing their voices out and having to get surgery, and you know, and I just think that, and I think it would vary up the singing too. You hear a lot of the same kind of, you know, it just, I don't know. I'm a big fan of it.
And what's next for Rhiannon Giddens?
Another record. Taking the band that I have right now into the studio, because we've been playing together now for a couple years, and it's just really, they're amazing. And we've got a really, really unique sound that I'm really proud of. And you know, I've been writing, and you know, it's basically T-Bone kind of started this thing, pushed me off a cliff, and now I got to fly. So you know, got a lot of great people helping me out with that. But I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens next.
Well, I wish you luck with that, and I wish you luck with the show.
This video raises questions, and I need for you to be extremely honest in the comments when answering them. And just so you know, I have 3 questions. Number 1, are you a fan of Rhiannon Giddens? Number 2, what's your favorite song of hers? And number 3, why do you love her music so much? Now please be honest when answering these questions in the comments. Share this video with anyone you deem necessary, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.